Welcome back to the war. If you were a German pilot in World War II, you feared one plane above all others, the P-38 Lightning, a sleek, twin-engine beast that earned the chilling nickname Fork-tailed Devil. But why did this unique fighter become such a thorn in Germany's side? How did it manage to leave its mark on both the European and Pacific fronts? And what made it so effective that even legends like Adolf Galland couldn't help but respect it? By the end of this video, you'll discover how the P-38 earned its fearsome reputation not just through raw power, but through clever design, sheer versatility, and a knack for being in the right place at the right time. First, let's dive into what made this plane so special. Stick around, because this aircraft did more than just strike terror. It played a pivotal role in the Allied victory. In the mid-1930s, the US Army Air Corps put out a call for a long-range, high-altitude interceptor. What they got was something revolutionary, the P-38 Lightning. Developed by Lockheed under the genius of designer Clarence Kelly Johnson, this wasn't your average fighter plane. The twin-engine, twin-boom design was a daring leap from traditional single-engine fighters. But why the unusual shape? Well, that's one of the P-38's secrets. By separating the engines into their own booms, Lockheed reduced drag and increased stability. It also allowed for concentrated weapon systems in the nose. 4 50 caliber machine guns and a 20mm cannon, all firing straight ahead. No convergence point necessary. Imagine the firepower that brought to a dogfight. But this strange design wasn't just about looks. Wait until you hear how this devil gave the Germans a run for their money across the skies of Europe. When the P-38 entered combat in Europe in 1942, it quickly proved it wasn't just another pretty aircraft. With its turbocharged engines, the Lightning could fly higher, faster, and farther than most enemy fighters, making it a formidable escort for bombers and an excellent dogfighter. German pilots were taken by surprise. Most of their fighters, like the Messerschmitt Bf-109 and the Focke-Wulf FW-190, simply couldn't keep up with the P-38 at high altitudes. This left Allied bombers better protected, and when the P-38s turned offensive, they shredded German supply lines, transport planes, and even their prized Luftwaffe fighters. But this isn't where the P-38 story peaks. In fact, the Lightning was about to score one of the most significant kills of the war. While the P-38 terrorised German forces in Europe, its biggest moment of glory came in the Pacific. The year was 1943, and the Allies had cracked Japanese codes. They discovered that Admiral Yamamoto, a mastermind behind the Pearl Harbor attack, was planning an inspection tour in the Solomon Islands. What followed was Operation Vengeance, a daring mission where 16 P-38 Lightnings were sent to intercept Yamamoto's plane deep behind enemy lines. Their range and speed made the mission possible. On April 18, 1943, the P-38s caught up with Yamamoto's bomber, and in the surgical strike, they shot it down, killing the man responsible for one of the darkest days in US history. But the P-38 wasn't done making history. Its role in the Pacific and European theatres wasn't just about flashy kills. It was a true workhorse that outperformed even the toughest of conditions. The P-38 wasn't just a fighter, it was a reconnaissance plane, bomber escort, a ground attack aircraft, and more. Its twin engines made it safer to fly over long distances, especially useful when crossing the vast stretches of the Pacific. It was also the first American fighter to escort bombers all the way to Berlin and back, an achievement that made the Luftwaffe rethink their strategy. While most planes of the era had a clear speciality, the P-38 could do it all. In the Mediterranean, it was used to attack Axis supply lines, while in the Pacific, it cut through Japanese defences, providing essential air cover for advancing ground forces. But even the fork-tailed devil had its flaws. Stay tuned to find out. As fearsome as the P-38 was, it wasn't without problems. Early versions of the plane struggled with engine reliability and had trouble in cold weather conditions. The aircraft's turbochargers, critical for its high altitude performance, would sometimes fail, leaving pilots in dire situations. There was also a phenomenon called compressibility that plagued the P-38 during high-speed dives. As the aircraft approached the speed of sound, it would shake violently, and pilots would lose control. It took several modifications before the issue was fully resolved. But did these setbacks stop the Lightning from becoming one of the most successful fighters of the war? Not by a long shot. Despite its teething issues, the P-38 earned its place in history as one of the most versatile and feared aircraft of World War II. By the end of the war, the P-38 pilots had racked up over 1,800 victories in Europe alone. In the Pacific, the Lightning became the top-scoring Allied fighter, with aces like Richard Bong and Thomas Maguire, who both earned Medal of Honor distinctions flying the P-38. In total, over 10,000 P-38s were built, and its influence on air combat strategy cannot be overstated. It was fast, powerful and deadly, everything you'd want in a fighter during the most intense conflict the world has ever seen. So did the P-38 live up to its devilish nickname? You be the judge. But with a kill tally like that, it's easy to see why the Luftwaffe feared the fork-tailed devil. The P-38 Lightning wasn't just another plane, it was a symbol of American ingenuity and determination. From the icy skies of Europe to the blistering heat of the Pacific, it proved time and again that sometimes thinking outside the box pays off in ways you can't even imagine. So next time you hear about the legendary dogfights of World War II, remember the aircraft that set German aces scrambling, that hunted down Yamamoto, and that helped shape the outcome of the war. The P-38 Lightning, truly a thorn in Germany's side, and a devil in the skies. Hi soldiers, thanks for watching once again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, let us know your thoughts in the comments. Check back in again soon. That's an order.